Guys, I was just in there talking to Sandy and Paul, and you'll never believe what you told me about that I understand now. It's called strategic planning. And it told me that a strategic plan is a process of defining a strategy or making decisions about where you want to go and what you want to achieve. It has 4 key parts to it. Where are you? What is important to you? And then what you're going to do to achieve it. And then how you're going to get there. And then who's going to be involved. It's really cool, guys. Really cool.
Scott, we were just talking about strategic planning and having a good dialogue about the parts of it, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. This is great timing that you arrived. Awesome. So today we're talking about strategic planning, and the first area we're going to talk about are the strengths. It's a simple tool and a very practical tool for schools and organizations to use.
It has a lot of data to be able to draw from.
It can help you establish your vision.
This process can easily be modified as well.
It's very affordable because you can do it all in-house.
It's really affordable, especially if you're a small district.
It is extremely flexible. It's easy to use with groups.
And the channel of communication can be established that way as well.
Let's take a look at a couple samples of some strategic plans. This is one that we learned about in class. Scott, is that right? Is this the one that we saw?
That is the exact one that she showed us.
Excellent. And you can see by the blue arrows, they're all going to the right. We have a good plan in place. This one was taken off of Google, and it actually had some great verbiage. For example, under Define Strategies, it says the objectives, key strategies, short and long-term goals, and operational plans. So it gives a little bit more detail. So it's great for us to see this. Kevin, how about clicking and showing us another sample strategic plan?
This one also is really nice because it shows you that it's an ongoing process, and it can be used as any part that you want to go into it as you go through.
Excellent.
For weaknesses, I think when we look at strategic planning, you can be bringing in a lot of personalities and a lot of different agendas when you start to develop a strategic plan, and that's something you've got to be careful with.
And when you do this, you can also create divisions, especially if you're a PLC, and people have their own ideas that don't necessarily go together.
Yeah, your perceptions and your goals, they can be misinterpreted.
And one thing, this is not a credited process like some of the ones we've learned about in our coursework.
And if you're not careful, it can be too vague, and the steps in the process cannot be clear to others.
And people may not say no to all the good ideas.
Kevin, why don't you take us through a couple more examples of strategic plans that we found? This one was a nice puzzle piece example where it had the mission, objectives, strategy, and tactics to work through a problem, a solution, which we liked.
And also it showed that it was in parts and pieces, and you may not use all of the parts.
How about another one, Kevin? Can you click and show us another one?
This one shows that it's a bunch of individuals working together to try to get something accomplished. They may not all be exactly doing the same thing, but they're all working towards a common goal.
Go.
The next part of this is going to be opportunities. And a really good one is that it can bring people together as well.
It can help you refine and update your mission.
It also can help educate us on continuous improvement and those in this process.
Educate the process, making people more informed about what's going on.
It can help you clarify your data with your school district.
And one thing we're excited about this is that we can use those short-term victories as celebrations to move forward.
And yet it's still another way to communicate with the individuals that you're trying to get the information out to, such as the community.
Kevin, take us to a couple other great examples. One of our final examples is really showing a depiction of what the process could look like. It is a group of people coming together to move an organization forward. And our final one of the SWOT analysis is threats to this process. One of the first ones that our team discussed was about how potentially members could derail the team.
Changes in the mandates as well may happen from the state and from the feds.
Right, and another threat would be when you get into this process, if your leadership changes and changes in personnel can cause problems.
Another threat could be, what about the goals if they're not supported as we get to the outcome?
Also, there may be a lack of control by individuals who feel that they must control the process.
And we wonder too about staff that aren't involved directly in the process. How are we going to get them on board with this whole plan?
Okay, so strategic planning again then is the process of defining a strategy, making decisions, and then about the want to achieve it, right? That's spectacular. I have to go tell Sandy and Paul. I got to go tell these guys.
Well, Kevin, I think we've done our job. Thanks for your work on this. I don't know where he went, but I'm sure he's excited to share it with someone. Thanks, everybody.